Always problematic to work or date someone you work with.
Mm-hmm.
A man found a way to do his job in a fraction of the time, but as soon as he broke up with his girlfriend, who also worked at the same place, she ratted him out to the boss.
That's messed up.
Low ball.
I kind of like it. I do, because we're petty. That's why.
Yeah, people are petty.
We're petty.
How did he find a way to do it so much quicker?
Well, he said he found a clever way to do his job in a fraction of the time, to the point where he's only working 2 hours a day, and he spent the rest of the day looking at memes.
Score.
Wow.
He's like, yeah, join the club.
That's a good day.
Looking at memes is the best. So 6 hours a day, he was not doing anything. They didn't say what he didn't say what he does specifically.
Mm-hmm.
He does something with numbers and a database, and he sends reports from home.
Okay, but
He was still getting his work done.
yeah, and can we be real? I know that working from home has obviously changed because of COVID, and more people are finding themselves working from home than ever before. But if you tell me that you wake up and go to your desk and you sit there from 9 to 5 with a 1 hour lunch break,
BS.
you are a liar.
Totally.
You are
Yeah.
a liar. That is not the way that it works when you're working from home.
Nope.
I know you're getting work done. I know it for sure. But I also know my sister, who is productive as hell, is also sitting on the couch on her laptop getting her work done, watching all of the Real Housewives.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that to me that's really petty of that girlfriend to rat him out.
Yeah, and he did not get fired.
Yeah.
But then his boss found more work for him to do.
If anything, he might get a promotion. He just
should.
discovered a way to do it a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Be more-
But, I mean, if you are paying somebody to work, 10 hours a week, full time,
yeah.
But
Probably.
But are you
isn't
paying him to work or
Yeah.
to complete a job?
exactly.
Like, can you be? I mean, there's a guy. I don't think he works here anymore, but kind of sat at his desk for hours and hours and hours. He doesn't do that
Anymore, I don't think
he's-
so, yeah.
if I'm thinking the right guy, he just leaves earlier now. And it's like, so you just change your whole work habit, or you just kind of avoiding going home?
Or were you just waiting until there was a certain time where you thought, well, work my 8 hours? I mean, I think if you're productive and
you're
you
getting your
get
stuff
it
done.
done,
Yeah.
what is the?
I don't know, because I think if what decides, and especially as we evolve, it's like, okay, well, the business is trying to be efficient too. It's not like you're working somebody to death, but if you can find something, if you're paying somebody and they're working only 2 hours, and then there's like at least a normal work day that you can get a lot more done for the business, that helps the business.
Yeah.
I hear
but
you're
I-
pro
yeah.
corporation and against the people. Good thing you run for mayor. You would lose so
Talking
fast.
about if you would just expect people to sit at their desks like, oh, okay, 4:59, 5 o'clock, I can go now.
No, but
If they're
I expect
doing nothing.
I expect them to be able to take on another project or a task or something like that. I mean, it's just like, it happens all the time with, certain computers or software all of a sudden makes people's jobs a lot quicker and easier and faster. Well, we evolved into that. So why should they be paying the same? You're paying somebody to work for your company, not 10 hours a week.
Trying to crush a small man.
I see, so yeah, I guess so.
Like, you could have been a
Sue
small
Johnson.
business.
Well, maybe it is,
Guess
Jason.
so.
I think Office Space, the movie, if you haven't seen it, but it clearly shows the office environment where most people, they're not working the whole time.
No.
There's not enough work to be doing. You're working hard the whole time. Now, if you're in a service job, you have to. Like, you're cutting hair all day.
You
People
have-
are coming
yes.
in. You can't just say, I'm going to look at memes now. You got to continue to do it. But I think a lot of office jobs, you're not working most of the time.
Yeah, but there's always something that can be done.
Well, sure.
Yeah, you can say that, but I'm saying the average person, I think some people do have really busy jobs, but I think for the most part, there's a lot of jobs where they're not doing a lot. Or if you're like my daughter, for example, in school, when she takes a test, she's the first one done. Should she be penalized for being quicker than somebody?
No.
And just sit there and take a longer test?
No, but she's not getting paid to do that.
No, but I'm saying it's the same thing. Like, if you and I have the same job, Jason, but you finish much quicker than me,
Right.
should you just go and do extra work and we get paid the same thing? We have the same title, same expectation because I'm slower?
I think that comes to that's where it comes down to quality of work and raises and bonuses and promotions. If somebody can do something a little bit better, more efficiently, and found a way how to do that, that's where you can be like, hey, this person's really good at this. Maybe we can promote them and find another something more challenging for that person.
Well, you can always take on more, but I think that if you're drawing out your one job just to fill the 9 to 5, that is a
Yeah, I'm not
problem.
talking about that. If you're just dragging it on, but if
Yeah.
there's a way you can do more or do something, I mean, those are I think a higher quality worker. Like, let's say for this guy did did his job for 2 hours every day, and then also because he had so much time, helped with something else. He should be the contender and rewarded for being able to do more and finding that. And because a lot of times it's like you have certain jobs, especially government jobs, one person does a lot more and is a lot more efficient and much better. The other person's really lazy and doesn't do as much. And they both get the same amount of money and they don't get promoted equally.
Well, yeah, but how many, I mean, no offense, but how many CEOs of corporations or managers of corporations, I mean, you get to the top and then like you find maybe a couple hours to go play golf a couple times a week. You know what I mean?
Or you take long lunch breaks for 2 hours. I don't care as long as you get your work done.
You get your work done.
Yeah, I just think that if people, I think that's what's so great about this country. If you tend to do a good job and you work hard, you should be the person to be able to get a promotion or something like that. Not everybody, like a lot of these, sorry, Katie, socialist countries.
I was just going to ask, you're talking like someone who is up for promotion. Are you up for one right now? Are the bosses listening?
No,
yeah,
but
they must be.
If everybody's the same, it could be quite aggravating for somebody that likes to try hard at work and gets his job done well when you get the same promotion of the same money.
But the reality of it, I think that you're right. I mean, I think the reality of it is you will do more work. They will pay you the same. And that's it.
Well, people do get promotions and stuff like that by doing good.
Yeah, but some do. But I know people that work really hard, perform well. It doesn't matter.
Well,
they
it's getting diluted. You're right. The country's getting diluted now. I mean, without a doubt.
Yeah.
The more and more. Sorry, Katie.
No, don't say that because you put me into this group and you don't like it when I put you into a group.
I'm apologizing.
I'm all for competition.
I'm apologizing.
I'm all for it.
Okay, well, anyways, I'm just saying. I am apologizing. And there are a lot of circumstances where it's unfair, where all of a sudden somebody's really doing a good job, has good numbers, good sales, and then this other person gets like a promotion that shouldn't have.
Well, I don't think
hardly
that's fair.
did anything. You know
That's
what I'm
not
saying?
fair.
No. That happens a lot of times.
I think if you work hard and you do extra or whatever, or you're successful in what you do, you should be promoted, and there should be bonuses. There should be incentives. I agree.
As long as we
100%.
all have the same opportunity.
Right.
That's what matters.
And I'm not saying this is, I think this is, a lot of companies do this. Like Matt has 2 positions here that before they pay a full salary to one, a full salary for another one. And they're like, you work more, we'll pay you. I don't know what he gets paid, but I doubt he's making, unless he is, and I'll be really mad, but he's making, you know what I'm saying? They combine the salaries. So he's doing more work. He's doing a job that 2 people used to do as one person, and I doubt he's getting paid what the 2 people did separately. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not slamming the company. I
the
said
other
it's very
person
common.
would have to be available 40 hours. The other person, so you get that would be 80 hours of work that technically the other person probably could take on more tasks.
But I think
as well.
Matt's more efficient.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Because Matt can do it. But what
we're saying is Matt deserves a raise.
Yeah.
I mean, not before us, but Matt deserves I'm just kidding.
I'm not saying to indict this company. I think it's common.
Yes.
They're like, oh, we'll just combine what somebody's doing here. Instead of paying $50,000, $100,000, we'll pay $60,000, have one person to do 2 jobs.
And
and
nobody
expect them to do the work as the 2 people.
And nobody works harder than people. Well, we say that, but nobody works harder than America in the sense that other countries take breaks in the middle of their day. Other countries are taking a 4-day work week instead of the 5. And it's like ours is grind. And then everybody's surprised when you lose it, have a meltdown or a breakdown, or you have a you can't do it anymore.
Take it.
You also look at America and our maternity leave or parental leave compared to other countries. It's like if you are not back in your seat at work 6 weeks after you've had a baby, everyone's like, Meanwhile, other countries, a year, both mom and dad.
Yeah.
And somehow they make it work. And it seems like the quality of life is better, doesn't it? I mean, they're not all burned out, depending on what kind of trade you're getting into, what kind of job you're doing.
He's getting his DeSantis hat back on. He's
and you're not.
I like him. He's the new guy for Jason. DeSantis.
I know. Believe me. I know. We all know.
We've heard.
We all know.